Hi, I'm Paul Edwards, author of the Mourners Woods books, and first and foremost, a monster kid. Tonight I'm reading Starlog magazine, issue number 56 from 1982. I thought you might enjoy flipping through this vintage magazine with me. Together, let's see what kinds of monster kid goodness is in here. Starlog magazine, issue number 56 from 1982. I bought this right off the newsstand in 1982. So the good news is I've actually had this since the day it came out. The bad news from your perspective is inside free movie poster. Well, in 1982 I took that poster out, so that's not in here. I put it up on my wall and it's long gone now. So you're not going to get to see the free movie poster included, but that was it. But that's okay. There's plenty of monster goodness in here. Okay? Of course, there's going to be Star Wars material. The Empire Strikes Back. You got War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You get some 50s science fiction with Forbidden Planet. You get Shape of Things to Come. You get The Thing. This being 1982, I'm assuming this is the then new version of The Thing, not the old 50s one. This Island Earth, The Black Hole, Disney's first PG movie, and The Invisible Man. Plus Zardoz, but you know what? Everything else that I just said is better than Zardoz, so let's get going. Huh. Yeah. All right. The Magazine of the Future. Well, now, see, they didn't even tell us on the cover that the Triffids are here. Or did they? And I missed it. Did they tell us the Triffids are here and I missed it? No. Nope. So you get a surprise bonus monster. All right. Huh. Okay, you enter the Sci-Fi Art Award contest. Letters to the editor. Okay. Oh, look. Look at the upcoming science fiction convention in Houston. William Shatner, DeForest Kelley, James Doohan. Is it Walter Koenig or Walter Koenig? I've gotten in trouble for this before, and I can't remember which way I said it wrong. George Takei, that one I do know, and Nichelle Nichols. So, in case you're not familiar, this is from the original Star Trek series. This is Kirk, Bones, Scotty, Chekhov, Sulu, and Uhura. Let me tell you something about Bones also. In the modern Star Trek movies, they have a crazy explanation for why Jim Kirk calls Dr. McCoy Bones, that his divorce left him with nothing but his bones. Well, no. Let me explain this, okay? An old-fashioned expression for a doctor was a sawbones. Like you would call a lawyer a mouthpiece. You would call a doctor a sawbones. That's why Kirk calls McCoy Bones all the time. He's saying sawbones. That's why he calls him Bones. But apparently the people that wrote the modern Star Trek movies had no idea where that came from, so they just came up with something else for it. But that's what it is. So now you know. Okay. Missing Time, a documented study of UFO abductions. Now, this magazine is for science fiction, but they would often have materials in here for allegedly true alien encounters or UFO abductions or strange phenomenon, because they figured the target audience was, pretty much the same. Oh, now look at this. This is worth seeing. Early on, they were going to call the third Star Wars film Revenge of the Jedi. Revenge of the Jedi. In fact, I remember a kid in my high school had a t-shirt that said Revenge of the Jedi. Shout out to Jim Berge if you're watching this. But of course, they backpedaled off of that. George Lucas decided that a Jedi would not seek revenge, so they made the film called Return of the Jedi. So this is not a mistake. At the time that this magazine went to print, this was going to be the name of the movie. Ooh, the Triffids. I just watched that the other day. Day of the Triffids. Yikes. Zardoz is as bad as it looks. Even though you get Sean Connery in it. These are jokes. These are jokes here. Bad luck is universal. Don't take it personally. That's not even a joke. That's like a pearl of advice. Heart Beeps. One of the human actors of Heart Beeps talks about his robotic co-stars and his preparation for living in 1995. Wow. This is why they should never put a year in a science fiction story. If you want it to be the future, just say, never specify the year. Because it becomes dated very quickly, much more quickly than you expect it to. I never put a year in my books. The only time I ever put a year in anything is when you want it to be fixed in the past. This happened in 1890 or something. But if you want the story to be present or future, never put a year to it. People will fill in the blanks themselves. Ooh, you can get some vinyl here. Spectacular soundtracks. I like it. Ooh. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. You get a lot of color pages in here. They're not all color, but a lot of them are. That's pretty decent. Okay, so in the original version of The Thing, released in some markets as The Thing from Another World, this is what the monster looks like full size. And then when they were destroying it and it was shriveling, this was the actor they had playing it then. Oh, giant squid from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yikes. Huh. The scariest monster of all, Chevy Chase. Triffids Revisited. So, Day of the Triffids, I just did a video on this, but in case you didn't see that one. Day of the Triffids is basically two movies in one. All the residents of England watch a spectacular meteor shower and are blinded by it. And the meteors bring down these plant monsters, the Triffids. Each of those could be a separate movie all by itself. Most of the countryside being blinded is a story all by itself. And the plant monsters arriving from outer space is a story by itself. Why they were combined into two movies, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, why they were combined into one movie, rather. I'm not 100% sure. My guess is they figured that blinded people would not be able to outrun slow-moving plant monsters, but they could have written their way around that. I'm not buying that. Star Trek bloopers. All right, we're going to do a test. Ready? Here we go. Oh, look, it's Bones. Hey, I wonder why they call him that. Ah, see? Now you know. For years, the Star Trek blooper reel made its way through fan circles and was popular at science fiction conventions. Oh, you got to see the Star Trek blooper reel. Now bloopers are a pretty common thing. And some TV shows even put their own bloopers in the end credits. Notice that they're one-upping Famous Monsters of Filmland by having color pictures of the cover gallery of past issues. Futures Past. Or as they said on Mystery Science Theater, oh, it's the old future. Yikes. Future conventions. Did you go to any of these? If there's a Boston one here, I might have. I went to a few in Boston. Yeah, the big one in Boston was BossCon. Wow, you can get a shirt that says Starlog on it. Starlog trading post. Star Trek greeting cards. Oh, I kind of like the sound of that. Leonard Nimoy record albums. I don't like the sound of that. Only $7.98 each. That's pretty steep for a vinyl album in 1982 prices. That's pretty steep. That's asking a lot. You could get albums by a lot of artists for like $4.99 in 1982. So he wants $7.98? I don't think so. The Muppets? How do they get in here? They're not science fiction. Well, I guess they are science fiction because Muppets in space, right? Ooh. Classified. Oh my gosh. Please tell me there's not science fiction people looking for love here. Mm-hmm. Okay, not that kind of classified. That's just as well. Oh, Neil Norman and his Cosmic Orchestra. I didn't have this one, but I did have Greatest Science Fiction Hits Volumes 1 and 2. Yep. He went up to at least 5. There's a couple of them for sale on Amazon. I downloaded the ones they have on Amazon, but they don't have them all. So if you're a Neil Norman completist, you can digitize the ones they don't have up for sale and make us all happy. Oh, the Triffids again. They keep popping up. This is kind of prescient. Beep. I have been programmed to tell you that Bobby Richards is sick and will not be attending school today. Well, guess what? We do have household robots. They're mostly vacuum cleaners, but I suppose you could have one that conveyed a little message like that. Ooh, the Invisible Man. The Black Hole. The Black Hole actually got some negative press when it first came out because it was the first Disney movie that was not rated G. It was rated PG. And people were horrified that Disney, the famously family-friendly company, at least it was back then, was releasing something that was not rated G for everybody. People were horrified. The Black Hole, I think, is really good. It's people appreciate it much more now than they did at the time that it came out. I really like that film. It's not perfect, but it's very good. Leave Nimoy alone. Ooh, next month we get the B9, Lost in Space Robot. Did you ever get the pun in his name, the B9 Robot? Because he's benign. B9. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, what are these? Oh, you know, these look familiar. I'm not too sure I might have had the spaceship one maybe. These look super familiar. Actually, I might have had one of these special effects ones. No, this one looks familiar. I don't know. I'll have to dig further into my treasures from past decades to see if I did ever get one. Oh, you can get a space shuttle mission jacket. Huh. Okay. Listen, if you're a fan of classic monsters and vintage horror, check out my book series, the Mourners Woods books. I write books for people who like monster movies. I'm self-published on Amazon. I've got a half dozen out, and there's more on the way. My name again is Paul Edwards. My books are the Mourners Woods books. Thanks for taking some time to look through Starlog magazine issue number 56 with me. I'll see you in Mourners Woods.